Whether it's for going camping or as part of your disaster preparedness survival kit, having some way of cooking or heating water from a small fire is a great thing to have. In this video I'm going to show you a Thermette and a Hobo Stove as two possibilities. This is my rather beaten up 1950s Thermette. Filling it up with water, it's hollow on the inside and holds about 2 litres of water, and the fire will go up the inside here like a chimney. Thermettes come with their own base, and in this one here I have assembled some twigs and wood chips and some newspaper. It will be on this base that the Thermette will sit. This particular Thermette is made of copper, and copper is a better conductor of heat than tin, and it doesn't rust, but you do find some of them are made of tin. There are some other designs, I'll show you some pictures later on in this video. Okay, so we've got the fire going underneath the Thermette, and the flames will begin to go up inside it. As you can see, you can feed twigs and things into it if you need to feed the fire. But it didn't really take very long at all for the fire to catch here and for the water to begin to get hot. It's actually a very efficient design, and the fire burns easily underneath, and with a good flame coming up the inside, the water actually heats up very quickly. The Thermette was invented in 1929 by John Ashley Hart, who was a New Zealander, and during the Second World War was issued as standard equipment for every New Zealander fighting in the North African desert. It was nicknamed a Benghazi boiler because campsites by New Zealand Army units always left distinctive scorched earth circles where the Thermette stood. And this bamboozled the enemy because it was only New Zealand regiments that would leave these telltale circles on the ground. Okay, so you can see this one is already boiling now. There's the steam coming out, as you can see, out the spout, and that was about 5 minutes from lighting the fire to pouring my cup of coffee. So as I said, it was pretty efficient, and the coffee didn't taste too bad either. So this is a 1950s Thermette. You can see it's got a wooden handle. There are various other designs of Thermettes, and you can still buy Thermettes today new. Here is a different design. It has a flat top, and with the new Thermettes there's a detachable ring that sits on the top, and you can sit a pot or a fry pan and cook on the top of it. Slightly different from Thermettes, but similar kind of idea, is the Kelly Kettle, which was developed by Patrick Kelly in the 1890s in Ireland. Modern Kelly kettles can be bought with a kit with all sorts of useful attachments and can be used to heat water and cook as well. They are stainless steel or aluminium. As an alternative to the Kelly Kettle or the Thermette, here is one of my homemade Hobo Stoves made out of a large can, and I have 2 solid tent pegs going through, and there are nuts and bolts for feet, which keeps it off the ground and allows air circulation underneath it. You can see there's some holes in the base and at the top, a big hole at the front to feed the fire, to put the wood in, and there's also holes underneath it as well so that you get updraft of air. It is really important to make sure you have adequate holes in it to allow plenty of air circulation. So I've put some water in my billy, set it on top of the tent pegs, and lit the fire. Took a little bit of a while to get going, but once it's going, it's a little bit smoky, but I never actually had to feed the fire again once it was going. It carried on burning quite nicely. Obviously, having dry wood and twigs and leaves or dried grass, anything that's dry, it's going to burn quicker than if you use anything that's slightly wet. So there we go, the fire's really starting to take off now, and it doesn't actually take too long for the water to get hot. It's not quite as quick as the Thermette was, but it's still didn't take very long, and I had hot water, and here we are boiling in under 10 minutes. Perhaps you only want to boil enough water for a cup of coffee, or maybe you want to boil some potatoes or could make some soup in it, or Perhaps add hot water to some freeze-dried food, but if you want, you could also fry something on top of this. And the fire actually lasted really well for a long period of time, just without feeding it. Just finishing off with a little trick for lighting fires. Here we've got a cotton ball and some petroleum jelly and a fire steel, and look how quickly and easily that burns. Well, cheers for watching. I hope you found this video helpful.